So one of the projects that I had been working on last year that was a non-writing project, but also correlated to my writing, was my reading chair and the corner around my reading chair and kind of decorating it. And partway through the year, I set a challenge for myself to get caught up on my writing, and the carrot to it all was the ability to go through all of my stuff and decorate my writing corner or my reading corner. And I did it, and then promptly fell back behind on my writing. But I want to talk about setting goals that have nothing to do with my writing and how it actually helps me be a better writer. And also, I want to talk about my reading corner. Hi, my name is Dawn Dalton. I am a freelance writer and an author, and I finally finished my reading corner. I got most of the work done. You guys have seen a lot of the transformation behind me in a lot of my videos throughout the middle to end of last year. But as a lot of you may remember, I did set a goal to get caught up with my writing by the end of May. And if I did that, I got to decorate the wall above me and sort of get everything cleaned up and reorganized in the most awesome reading chair I can ever imagine. And that project of picking out what was going up above me, what was going next to me, spawned about 30,000 other projects that are still ongoing. At the end of May, I did complete the goal of getting caught up, so I was able to hang some shelves, and I pulled out all of the artwork that had been sitting in storage, and I went through it, and most of that artwork got donated to some of my friends who would enjoy it better, and actually made me a little bit more conscious about how I support other artists and go shopping for artwork at conventions. I can tell you that there was a lot of pieces at Gen Con that I really was like, oh my god, I want that, and I'm like, but where would I hang it? And I think that that has been a huge takeaway, not only from this project, but also from my previous 2 years of doing Use It Up years, that I try to be a lot more conscious about what I buy and how I use what I already own. And this project has brought me so much joy and has made me love the space I'm in so much better. I don't use my chair as much as I thought I would, but just seeing it over here in the background makes me super happy. And I was gonna do this video a lot sooner, and then realized that there was one component missing from the entire thing, which was a side table. I only have a limited amount of space over here, so I ended up putting a side table on my wish list and promptly forgot about it and moved on with other projects. And it wasn't until Christmas, when my parents got me my side table, that I'm like, oh yeah, I was in the middle of this project and I never updated you guys on it. So why was this project so important? number one, it gave me a goal. It gave me something to work towards other than, working on my books and publishing, which are really great big goals, but they are so far in the future and so much work that getting to them is difficult. And I've come to the realization that I need smaller milestones to hit and celebrate. And that's a big part of it, the celebration of it all. The second part of that is obviously, especially when I do an at-home writing retreat, this is one of the spaces that I will specifically write in. I do have a lap desk sitting next to me. My side table does have all of the pieces of paper that I've used in my writing throughout most of last year and the beginning part of this year that either need to be shredded and recycled or used as kindling for our bonfires. This space also gives me a place to dream and to read books, and I need to utilize it more. It's super cozy right now. I have a Squishmallow, I have my $100 bill pillow, I have a blanket. I'm in the process of crocheting myself a better blanket for over here, and I love it. I love walking past it and seeing my book on display and going, I did that, which is the whole purpose of the shelves above me, is to display my books as I publish them. But it leads to a bigger thing of, I have a lot of goals this year, and I didn't touch on most of them because a lot of them are very personal, or are weight loss, getting back into a better physical space, and I know that that can be triggering for some people, and I don't want to give that energy out. But in doing this project, it led to more organization, me going through all of the artwork. Two of the pieces that are up by my desk I found while I was looking for artwork to go above me, and spoiler alert, I ended up just going out and buying 3 pieces of artwork from my favorite fairy artist, Amy Brown, which is sad, but it made me go through a lot of stuff and kind of try to figure out, is this something that I want to keep? Is it something that I'm never going to put out? And I did kind of take inventory of all of the extra stuff. And it also made it so that I'm like, okay, but this artwork that we have that we really love, where is it going? Because it can't keep living in a closet. Like, there is no reason for us to have artwork that does not see the light of day. So all that to say that this project has sort of taken a life of its own and has made it so that a lot of other spaces have been cleaned and organized. But the most important one is over here. Let's throw it back to past me getting this all set up. So obviously we all know my reading chair. It has been in the background of a lot of videos, but this blank wall is bothering me, as is the areas around it, because it feels like everything becomes kind of a dumping ground for everything in the middle of a project, setting it down. So I really want to redo this to make it more functional and more cozy. And then we're gonna hang a couple of hexagon display cases up here for miniatures. And then we're gonna try to figure out this mess as well. Now, I did bring down all of the artwork and my martial arts paperwork so that we can start to go through this, see what we want to hang on this wall. I did also pick up a couple small floaty shelves, and I'll be going through storage to see what else I want to hang up. But I just want to make this area way more cozy and less of a disaster area. Now that this is finished, what's next? Because obviously I need more smaller goals, more smaller ways to celebrate actually accomplishing my goal, the things that I want to do. And while the big carrot of if I do this, I get this much money towards stationery was great for November, I didn't actually spend most of the money I earned, which is hilarious. It's mostly hilarious, let's be honest. In fact, really the only thing I bought were some pens. I ended up looking for more stationery items that I could utilize this year, and the realization that I have everything that I want and that anything else that I would buy is probably just going to sit and collect dust kept me from actually utilizing that money that I won. So when I was coming up with my goals this year, one of the things that one of my friends was asking about, because obviously I didn't disclose a lot of my goals, was, well, how do they work with you as a writer? And some of them, it's like, well, it doesn't, this thing does not inherently do anything for my writing. But like my health goals obviously help me stay in a good mental and physical space longer so that I can actually write the books I want to write. Making sure that I am getting better with my time ensures that I actually prioritize the things that need to happen, including my writing. Being able to take a spa day, which is one of the goals for this year, or to set up a spa day, helps me just unwind and relax, and that allows my brain a lot of space to be able to think about the books that I want to write and how I am writing them. Reading craft books obviously makes my writing better. Reading self-help books makes me better, which makes my writing better. Organizing the storage room means that I find bits of my writing that I forgot that I had, and makes me curious as to how I can utilize those bits into other stories or starting a new story. Cleaning out my dresser, my closet, clears out some of the clutter in the back of my brain and makes it so that there is space to breathe. And that makes it so that I can then think about other things instead of the, oh my God, why do I have 20 t-shirts and I only wear 5 of them? backing up my files every quarter is more important than I give it credit for most of the time. Now, when I do write, I do have a backup on the cloud, but backing up everything every quarter is something that's actually on my to-do list for the year, because I am terrible about backing up my stuff. I have lost more work than I care to imagine because I forgot to back stuff up, and when Scrivener eats something, Scrivener eats it. And it always surprises me when I start a goal and then complete it, how the different parts of my life work together to make me a better writer. You know, making sure that I take myself out on a coffee date once every quarter means that, number one, I get out of the house. But number two, it allows me to people watch, which allows me to write more interesting, in-depth characters. It also forces me out of my comfort zone. Occasionally it means that I have to talk to people because they ask you what you're doing. You know, making a commitment to spending more time with my friends means that I get to have better connections with the people who are rooting for me. And some of the best ideas I've had have come out of discussions that I've had with friends. And yes, that includes an entire story coming out because, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if? So I guess all of this to say that what was a project meant to be a reward has sort of rekindled other parts of my life and has made it so that not only do I have a relaxing place to sit and read and write, but it also gives me space to dream. And I think that that is some of the best outcomes I can hope for. So, thank you for coming along and watching me redo this entire corner and babble on about my goals and how I hope and dream that they will feed into each other and not only transform my writing, but transform my life. If you've been enjoying my rambles, be sure to feed that algorithm, boop the like button, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.